Hey there, Wargamers. Justin here from Amp Services with another X-Wing Wednesday video. Now, I'm not a pro at X-Wing. I just want to share some of my thoughts and some of the things I've learned through X-Wing over the months, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. So today, we're going to be talking about having a specific role for your ships. Now, I'm guilty of this. When I first started X-Wing, essentially I had people make my lists for me for casual play, and I would just learn the ships, play the game, and didn't have to worry about the list creating side. Now, once I started creating my own lists, I had a problem. And I've noticed this with some of the other new guys that I play with, and they've made the same mistake that I did. They get a ship, and because it has all these upgrade options on it, they deck it out. I think one of the guys coined the term bling-wing. He's like, oh, the bling-wing. And that's, as funny as that sounds, it's absolutely true. So let's take, for example, CADWELL here, who, let's just, give a quick little shout out to the Y-Wing. So this is from Most Wanted, and it's one of my favorite Scum ships. So, with that being said, we're going to take a look at CADWELL real quick and show you what I'm talking about. So, you can see his standard stats and what's good on him. But what I'm specifically talking about is your upgrade bar right here. Now, he can take an elite pilot talent, a turret weapon, 2 different torpedoes, and a Scum astromech. I forget what they're actually called, but the Scum version of astromechs. Now, just because he can take those 5 upgrades plus modification and a title doesn't mean that you have to slam 7 upgrades on this one ship. You need, in my opinion, you need to take each ship and determine what you want its role to be. So when I play with CADWELL, I usually take Veteran Instincts because this Y-Wing with a pilot skill of 9 is pretty awesome. And then I take Twin Laser Turrets on them. So right now, Twin Laser Turrets are one of the best, probably best, upgrades in the game that you can take. Now, when I upgrade them that way, I also take the, there's an astromech. Astromech, I believe, is the Unhinged for Scum that makes all of his Speed 3 maneuvers green. That's it. I have given him the minimum amount of gear to give him his specific job, his specific role for my force. He's flying around with his 360-degree turret, and that's exactly what he's going to do. There's no reason for me to take more modifications than are necessary or to put torpedoes on him, especially since they're upgrades I might not use. Now, if I remember the math correctly, for his Veteran Instincts, Twin Laser Turret, and Unhinged astromech, he's clocking in at, I think, 32 points. If I was to throw torpedoes on him and a modification, he's coming in at way more than that. And in a 100-point build, he's already a third of it. I don't want to make him upwards of half, or 2/3 of it. That's just, it's not smart. And then when he goes down, it hurts even more. So if I was to give him those torpedoes, and all I ever do for the game is fire Twin Laser Turret, if he goes down, I lost the points on the torpedoes. They didn't make their points back. If I don't put the torpedoes on him, he's still doing the same thing I specifically built him to do, and I've got extra points to spend on other ships. And that's the key of this whole video. When you are looking to build your own list, you want to start playing X-Wing, each ship that you bring to the table, make sure you know, or hopefully know, what role you want it to fulfill. Again, just because it has all these upgrades doesn't mean you have to give it all those upgrades. There's some ships that will have, similar to this, they'll have turret slots or cannon slots, missile slots, torpedo slots, and essentially you could give them all that gear, but then you've got a bomber turret torpedo boat, and it's not really specific to any one job. So again, my CADWELL is a flying gunboat, so to speak. He's just one turret that's shooting. If I wanted him to be a missile boat or a torpedo boat, I probably wouldn't have the turret. I would run something different. I probably wouldn't even run CADWELL in that case. So now, the other ship we have here is the complete opposite. I'm going to show you a standard Z95. He's clocking at 12 points. He does not have an elite pilot talent. He's just got a munition slot and an illicit slot. He can also take a modification himself. When I run my Z95s, they're almost always stock. That's because his specific role in my army is to be fodder. If you think of chess, the Z95, in a lot of cases, is like a pawn. If you lose them, it's not a big deal. But they can be very effective in what they do. They go in, they run interference, they get in the face of your enemies, things like that. If you were to throw a whole bunch of gear on them, it makes it that much worse when he goes down. They're not particularly survivable. So if I was to throw missiles on him, an illicit on him, and a mod on him, I may actually be upping him to probably over 20 points. There are a lot of other things I could be doing for 20 points. So again, when you are building your list for X-Wing, make sure you take each ship and try and figure out what it is you want its role to be. So in this case again, my Z95 is a pawn, so he usually doesn't get any upgrades. He's just in there to run interference or just to be another body. I mean, he's coming in with 2 hull points and 2 shields, so you know he's coming in and it's just more that my opponent has to chew through. So again, you've got CADWELL, specific role, specific upgrades for his job. Z95, specific role, the lack of upgrades is still intentional for a specific job. So I hope you guys found this useful. Do you have any other suggestions I might have missed in regards to having a specific role for your ships? Let's have a discussion below. Let me know what you think. If this was particularly useful for you, also sound off below. I'd like to get a discussion. I kind of want to get you guys in on what's going on with X-Wing and what my videos are all about. So again, if you enjoy this, let me know. Please also consider subscribing, and if you haven't already, check us out on Facebook and give us a like. Also, I didn't paint these particular models, but I do get paid to paint, and I also like to game. I want to get into painting some X-Wing minis, although I've not done too many projects yet. I have finished some Armada, but if you would like to be one of my first clients to have some X-Wing painted for you, please click quote request now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, happy wargaming.